Today, I want to talk about one of the most common questions families ask once they begin researching schools. What are my child's chances of getting into private school? And more importantly, how can families think about that question in a way that leads to better decisions? One of the biggest misconceptions about private school admissions is the idea that admission can be predicted using a simple probability. Parents sometimes imagine the process like a percentage. Maybe a school admits 20% of applicants, maybe another admits 30%. And families begin wondering whether their child falls within that percentage. But those statistics describe the entire applicant pool. They don't describe any individual student, because the question, what are my child's chances, is rarely answered with a simple statistic. Private school admissions doesn't work like a lottery. Admissions committees are evaluating students in a much more thoughtful way. They're looking at the student's academic profile, they're considering how the student approaches learning, and they're thinking carefully about how each admitted student fits into the class they are building. Within that pool, there are students with very different academic profiles, different strengths, different interests, different learning styles. Admissions officers are not selecting students randomly from that group. They are building a class. They are assembling a community of learners who will interact with one another throughout the school day. They are thinking about balance within the class. Students grow quickly during middle school and early high school. With thoughtful preparation, many students significantly strengthen their academic readiness over time. Once families begin thinking about admissions through the lens of reach, competitive, and developing schools, the entire conversation about admissions chances becomes much clearer. Instead of asking a vague question like, what are our chances? Families can begin asking more useful questions. Which schools on our list are realistic? Where does our child appear strongest? Where might additional preparation make a meaningful difference? Those questions lead to much better decisions. If you're navigating private school admissions and want clear guidance each week, consider subscribing so you don't miss future admissions insights. I'll see you next time.